Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of Artist Stories of Middle Georgia. I'm your host, Victor Rigoli, and I'm here on location at the Macon Arts Alliance, and I have a wonderful returning guest with me, Ginny Lane Sheridan. Ginny Lane, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you, Victor. I'm so glad to have you at the Arts Alliance, and this is such a full circle moment.
Oh, I know.
I feel like when we last talked, both of us were you've done a couple interviews.
I have. Yeah.
You had at that point, and
Yes.
now you've interviewed everybody in the South.
I've interviewed so many wonderful artists. I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm meeting new artists all the time.
It's incredible.
And I have a list of artists to interview that I haven't got to yet, but every time I interview an artist, I'm learning about a new person or I'm meeting somebody new and getting them on the podcast. So it's just been wonderful to be able to do this.
Well, it's only a matter of time until we see you on 13 WMAZ.
Hey, who knows? You never know. You never know.
I think that would be a great segment.
Yeah, I think it would be too. Wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. But anyway, thanks. I was thinking on the way up here about, meeting you over a year ago and having you were one of the very first people I had on the podcast, one of the first. I think, actually, to be honest, I think Kara Hurd was first, and then Julie was the second person on the podcast. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that kind of just kicked things off for me, So, and here we are, over a year later, and this is our third interview. But it's been great. And, some things have happened to you recently. You had your own studio. I was thinking about that on the way up, and it's like, okay, that door closed.
Yep.
Literally. And figuratively.
Yes, sir.
But another door has opened up here at Macon Arts Alliance.
Absolutely. It has just been such a testimony to the Lord's faithfulness.
Yeah.
I was kind of getting to the point where I was so at capacity with planning my wedding, all of the life events going on, and keeping the doors open. And, when income wasn't coming in, working different jobs. And it was just, we learn so much about ourselves in every season. And what I learned is that I don't love to work alone by myself all the time.
Yeah.
And I wasn't growing.
Yeah.
At some point when you're by yourself all the time, you're not growing because you're not around people who are doing things differently. And that's important. That challenge is important. Yeah. And so I kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not growing. And I kind of started taking some other jobs in interior design and saw this application. And I was like, well, when does a curator position become available in Macon, Georgia?
Right.
There's 4 of them.
Right.
Within, the museums and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, it was a real epiphany for me because it gave me perspective on all that I had been doing, because I'd never considered myself a curator. I'd been curating, but I'd been doing a million other things. And so when I got to really sit down and interview and write about, my experience, I realized, oh, wow, this is one of 5 hats I wear. So I was just like, well, I'm going to chalk this up to a good experience because this is, has helped me to better understand all that I do. And then I realized what an easy, I was like, oh, this is the fun part of my job.
Right.
And I didn't really expect to get the job at all. I mean, I knew they were interviewing people from Nashville and, Charleston and here. And somewhere before getting the job, I realized that I'm so sorry about the noise.
That's okay. That's all right.
I can turn that off if you want me to.
No, it's fine.
All right.
Little background music. Fine.
So at some point I realized, within a few weeks of interviewing, I looked at my sister, and in the only way that you and your sister can look at each other, I was like, I got to close my doors. Right. And I was just like, I can't, this is too heavy for me to bear while I'm doing all this stuff. And she said, okay, well, I'll be in Macon in June. We'll quietly close the doors. I was like, if it's not in God's plan for me to be in the arts, Lord, show me the way. And that Monday, even though we weren't supposed to hear back until a week later, Julie called me. And I was shocked.
Yeah.
And because it was that Saturday, I'd said, all right, well, I'm going to close the doors and I'm not going to bank on getting that Arts Alliance job. I'm just going to, you know, do what I've got to do.
Yeah.
And it was such a emotional moment for me, but also a comforting moment, you know, knowing that I was being ushered into really working on a wider scale and remaining in this path of the arts that I've always felt so convicted.
Right.
And so since I've gotten here, and of course, you know, closing doors is hard, but I've been surrounded by such wonderful women here, Julie, Maria.
A good support system here.
Incredible to know that, you know, number one, I'm stepping into a place where I can grow more, but number two, they're giving me opportunities to take what I learned as a business owner and, you know, support other galleries and put all of that to use. So
exactly,
it's
just
not
a wealth of experience and knowledge throughout the years, not just so much at your own studio, but where you worked before, Charleston and other places. Right. You know, play into that.
Yeah, and a lot of me was like, you know, when it was hard, I was just like, I want to do this for the next generation. Like, I want to keep these doors open for the next generation. I want to be a bridge so people can see what's possible in downtown Macon. But I do feel like God did that through me in the way that he wanted to. And I feel like just because I closed my doors, I had to really wrestle with, doesn't mean that like that I've, you know, given up or
it's not a failure.
It's not a failure.
It's just another chapter.
Exactly.
Just, you know,
and I think because of that, I've grown more than I ever have because I have such a deep understanding of that now. Right. And I think, you know, if it was 5 years ago, I probably might have internalized that, you know, as a 25-year-old as a failure. Right. And so now I feel like real confident in that.
Yeah. Even though it was a dark cloud, there was a silver lining, and here you are at the silver lining in this position that you're in as the curator for Macon Arts Alliance. So let's talk a little bit about what that is. What do you do as a curator?
So I do all of the fun parts of what I was doing at Sheridan Studios. So I just finished planning out 2027 in terms of what shows we're going to have for First Fridays, who we're going to bring in, what those shows are going to be about. I'm also in charge of artist coordination with our regular scheduled programming. So that would be Fire and Ice. Right. And Fired Works, a couple of other, you know, mural festival, things that were already in the works. I'm just kind of jumping in. Right. But I get to plan out events, which is also awesome because I got to step into the role with everything up until 2027 planned out, which for me was a blessing because otherwise I was having to think up everything on my own. So it's been nice to have a little bit of a reprieve from that, get to know the ropes here and run things every month, you know, learn as I'm going. And then in 2027, I'm, you know, I've been the one that's said, all right, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Right. But it's been a blessing to not have done that for the next few months. And so I get to have all the artists, you know, I get to maintain all my artist relationships. Right. I get to curate the gallery, which is make everything pretty. I get to curate the shows. I get to, what else? I get one of the main things I get to do is I was speaking on earlier is I get to help really lead these new gallery-wide meetings that we're having. So the Arts Alliance has just in the last 6 months held their first meeting of all of the gallery owners and museum, et cetera, studio. Yeah. And that has been, so I got to go to the first one as a business owner myself. And now I'm holding the next one as kind of a representative for the Arts Alliance. Okay. And so I'm so excited about that because that's where I'm really able to put in some more infrastructure for how creating a better line of communication. What is everyone's needs? How can we help you?
How can you support each other?
Yeah. And
you don't want to have some conflicting shows, kind of thing. But then again, it's good to get people together of the different museums and different art galleries and things like that. So you're right, is how can we support this individual art gallery over here?
Absolutely.
How can we help promote that? Is it something that we maybe could tie into with something that you might be doing?
100%.
So I'm glad to see that coming, because I know about a year or so ago, I was kind of trying to get some feelers out there. Is this going on? And it wasn't at the time. And I said, gosh, it'd be great to just bring all these people together and to be of support of each other and get the word out to everybody as to here's what's going on in the Middle Georgia area as far as the arts is concerned. So,
that infrastructure is so important, and we had that in Charleston. And so, again, such a cool thing to get to pull from that, bring it in here where I can. And one of the things I learned too is, once I've gotten to the role here, how much the Arts Alliance does.
Yeah.
And
really.
How I'm grateful that one of what I've learned over the years, one of my skill sets is being extroverted, getting people together.
Yes.
I can't meet a stranger. So I think I'm really like, Lord, use that within me here because everybody is, Julie's doing grants, working with the donors, the board, all of this high level stuff to keep the nonprofit, at its best. Maria is with the programs. So Mill Hill, all of our outreach programs, Macon Mural Festival. I mean, the list goes on. Brooks does our marketing. And then I'm, planning 2027, doing a show every other 3 weeks.
Right.
So, once I got in here, I realized why maybe this infrastructure hadn't been put into place yet. Because there is so much going on within these walls, and it's so cool to get in here and see not only what's going on, but how I can and how we can share more about what we're doing.
Exactly.
What all is being done, so that, everyone does feel how exciting it is to, be in this progression in the arts in Macon, which is very much happening. And yeah.
I tell you, they made the right choice in bringing you in, knowing you for the last over a year or so, your personality, you're a dynamo. You're right. You don't meet it. There's no strangers out there. And that's what you need in this position, And the good thing about it too is being local instead of somebody from the outside, even outside of Macon or even outside of Georgia coming in. They don't know the local art community. They don't know the various artists that are there or in our area that you could, and you do, and you can tap into that. It says, ooh, we want to do this kind of show. I know an artist that we can reach out to and invite them to come in. So let's talk a little bit about, so you've got the rest of the year planned out, and you're already looking at 2027 and doing some things in 2027, right?
Yeah, so I came in, and Sierra, who has been an incredible resource for me and mentor as I've gotten to the role, she planned everything through January.
Okay.
Actually, no, through pretty much March.
Okay.
I've come in and have filled in the gaps until pretty much next October.
Okay.
So we've got some really great shows coming up. We just finished the C. Terry Holland Collection, which was a fundraiser for the Arts Alliance. We are working on the Joie Debris show that will open up this Friday. It is art beyond waste. So it's all upcycled, recycled materials.
Awesome. Yeah.
It was a national call, and it very much did attract national artists.
Fantastic.
I have been amazed. So that's another thing is in this role is I could have never had the capacity to do this by myself.
Yeah.
What's going on here and the reach that the Macon Arts Alliance has. And so, these national calls, it's incredible. So this actually show has not only turned national, but it's international. We have worked
That's Fabulous.
London and Nigeria.
That's amazing.
And we'll have another national call in May. That's going to be figure studies.
Oh, okay.
Of something in that area.
Okay.
And so that's what we've got this month. We'll have next month photography. I'm sorry, I got to get my paperwork out because.
Oh, I mean, you.
Excuse me. Next month we have Jeff and Marissa Ross, who are husband and wife painters.
Okay.
Those will be landscapes of various natures. October, Warren Griffith, Music to My Ears, music themed paintings. We love that. November, we're doing small works, and then I want to do something fun for Macon Fashion Week, to be determined.
Okay.
December, we've got a holiday show, and then within November, we also have Fire and Ice, which is down at Carolyn Creighton Park. If you are a ceramics or glass artist, please reach out to me at curator@macon.org, and I'll send you more information on that. We would love to have you. January, I plugged in a new artist, Kenzie Garrettson from Nashville, Tennessee. She is in this show, and I have never seen work like hers. She uses sheets. So it's textiles on large canvases. She uses fluid acrylics. It's beautiful. She's an art educator. She's kind of bringing a new perspective from Nashville. So we're having her in January. And if you want to see some of her work, stop by this week, Friday, or throughout the month to check out some of her work.
Fantastic.
February, Sheridan. Nadu, mixture of paintings and ceramics. I love Sheridan. Obviously, I've always wanted a chance to work with her. So when I got in and she was on the schedule, I was like, amazing. March, we're having Jessica Whitehead, Seeking Asylum, the photography exhibit of Central State Hospital. April, we're having Caroline Stroud. So excited to have Caroline. We grew up similar ages here in Macon. She went to FPD, went to Stratford. Both went to Georgia, and she is an incredible mixed media artist in Atlanta. She works with UGA. She does live wedding paintings, and I'm thrilled to have her on the schedule. This will be her first, which is shocking to me, her first solo exhibit in Macon, even though she has gone all around and done and seen. So I'm thrilled to have her. May will be that national figure study show. June and July, we're going to do a mix of what we did this month, which is probably another C. Terry Holland collection show and a collaboration with the ARC and Creative Pathways. And then we are kind of rounding the corner into August again, and
wow,
it's going to be incredible. And then we're going to do what we're also going to do this year is a lot of pop-ups and ways to plug, in and create more opportunities beyond just the first Fridays. Because we certainly have the space. We have a team who wants to help and promote people as much as we can. And so we're really working on that too.
It's exciting to hear all that. I mean, it's just jam-packed, one thing after another. And the thing that and folks, if you're not familiar with Macon Arts Alliance, you need to come down here and check it out, especially this coming Friday is the opening, first Friday. Please come out, check it out. What time do they start? You'll be open at 4 o'clock?
4 to 7. And y'all, we have artists coming. They're like, oh, it's a 3-hour drive. We'll be there. So we have artists coming from Savannah, Atlanta, Jacksonville. Everyone that's semi in the area is driving down to talk about their work, which I'm thrilled about, because it's one thing to call, to do an artist call for painters, but you get the real special group when you get these upcycling type. I mean, these people collect and invent things that you have never seen. It's so inspiring to me as an artist. But
so creative. It blows my mind how creative some of these artists are. You've got to come down and check it out. If you can't be here on First Friday, it'll be here how long?
It'll be here through, I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't, through August 28th. Okay. So about a month. And then we switch it out for the Sarasas.
Go out to the website, check their hours of operation, the days they're going to be open. If you can't make it on First Friday, please come out, check it out. And the thing that I heard you talk a little bit about, which I really love, is Macon Arts Alliance goes beyond the borders of Macon, Georgia.
Absolutely.
Has tentacles out and in bringing artists in from all over. So this is an opportunity to see art from all over the United States and all over the world as well. So please come out and support Macon Arts Alliance. if you would like to be a supporter financially of the Macon Arts Alliance, let's put a little plug in for that.
Absolutely. There are so many ways. So we've got a creative membership, or you can do you can become a creative member or a supporting member. And those both give you access to our tech tool shed, various programs, advertising, email marketing, but at the same time, it supports the Arts Alliance and helping us do what we already do. So we've got, all different levels from a friend, which is $100 with a 10% discount at the gallery, to being a part of the Alliance Circle, which is $5,000, and you get 50% off a rental at Mill Hill, party tickets to Fire and Works and to Fire and Ice. In between there, we've got a $325 benefactor, 10% off a rental, party tickets, exclusive access to several of our shows. So those ways to get involved will really help the Arts Alliance to do what we do.
Right.
And
we need, and I'm saying but they need your support. So get the word out.
And what's wonderful about the support is that it offers, $100 goes towards helping us put on a show like this. What gives you $100 worth of value towards our heavy duty print services at Mill Hill,
right,
our advertising that goes out to thousands of people. And beyond that, member or not member, we're always here Tuesday through Saturday to help you answer any questions,
right,
and just be a resource. Downstairs, we have, sculpture stands and
easels and
things like that. If you ever need to, a resource in terms of this physical borrowing something, please come by. I know that when I had my own gallery, I was coming by here to do that. So, it is a wealth of knowledge, resource, and value here, and it is such an honor to be a part of it. We're so happy to have you here today.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that, we've gotten to see over the last year such progression and be a part of it, in the ways that we can do best.
Thank you. Yeah. And I appreciate all that you do. And I value our friendship and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
As an artist or creative, you can be a member for $125, and it's not a whole lot.
That's a yearly membership.
And if you're a creative, you need to do this, because I know of an artist that's there in the Perry area, and I'll tell you who this is later, but you probably know who it is. But anyway, she was doing a show in Perry, and because she is a member through that Macon Arts Alliance,
right,
she was able to borrow several easels for her show.
Right.
And that's the perk of being a creative member.
Absolutely.
So there's resources available to you. So plug in for that. Plug in to, become a patron, make a one-time donation, whatever. But just come out and support the arts in Middle Georgia, and support the Macon Arts Alliance, and support Ginny Lane Sheridan here. So
we're not on an island as creatives.
That's right.
Even though it can feel like it. That's I think what I've learned most is I felt like I was on an island at different points, by myself, alone, and that's easy to feel when you are literally creating things from scratch. But
if you've got questions as a creative artist, if you're new in the area, because I know I met an artist just recently that is doing a show down at Macon, at Theater Macon.
Yes, I know you're talking about.
Jay, and anyway, a great photographer. Fairly new to Macon, and he might already be involved in some of the things that are going on. But if you're new to the area, you need to get involved with Macon Arts Alliance, because there's so many resources, just somebody to talk to about. You've got somebody here, folks. If you're thinking about opening up your own studio or gallery, you've got a resource right here.
Absolutely.
Budgeting, shows, all that kind of stuff, wealth of experience. So it's a blessing for you, but it's a blessing for Macon Arts Alliance to have you in this position because of the wealth of experience and knowledge that you bring. But anyway, I want to thank you again so much for being on the podcast. She is a regular now, folks. I tell you, she gets the award for being on the podcast the most because this is your third time.
Well, does that mean I get to sit on your 13 WMAZ special?
Yeah, if we ever get on TV, you're going to be on there. We're going to bring you in, especially because, hey, if we do make it out there, we definitely want to promote the Macon Arts Alliance, and so we will. Hey, today our guest is.
I can clear my schedule from 8:45 to 9:45 every Tuesday to go over there to 13 WMAZ with you.
All right. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But folks, thanks so much for tuning in and catching another episode of Artist Stories of Middle Georgia. Please go out. If you're on YouTube and watching this, subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. If you're out on Facebook watching it, become our friend, follow us, that kind of thing. So you don't want to miss out on content, new videos or new episodes that are coming out. But take care, everybody, and take care, Ginny Lane, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye now.
See y'all soon. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Artist Stories of Middle Georgia. We really appreciate our audience and would love to hear about other artist stories you'd like for us to share. Please email us or leave a comment. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Please like and subscribe.